गीतां भगवतां नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन क्रदिता पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणी भगवती अष्टादशाध्यायिनी अम्ब त्वामनुसन्ततामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी. Page 25, chapter 8. He says Swabhava.
Page 25. Page 25.
Chapter 8. That 25, the third para, Swabhava Adhyatmam Uchyate.
That is coming as page 26. In the new book.
No, it's okay, 25 for me. Yeah, tell me.
Swabhava
Adhyatmam Uchyate. The manifestation of this Param Brahma is said to be Adhyatma Jiva. Atma here means body. So Adhyatma is that which is centered on the physical body. Can be anything. Tell me, what is the doubt?
No, what I am asking is that Adhyatma is, Adhyatma means the Atma inside, Pratyekatma.
The Pratyekatma comes later and finally the Pratyekatma. But here the differentiation of Adhyatma, Adibhuta and Adidevam is Adhyatma is the Jiva basically, which definitely Atma plus all other like body, mind, sense complex, in the sense whom you consider as an individual.
Oh, okay.
At this level it is talking about.
Oh.
Swabhavaha, that is why it's called Swabhavaha Adhyatmam Uchyate. In the sense, you consider what you consider as your Swabhava, Jiva, as different from other Jivas. Even though it is not Adhyatmam, finally the Adhyatmam is Pratyekatma. But as of now, it includes Buddhi, mind, Prana, everything. That the reference here, with reference to this, the context of Adhyatma, Adibhuta and Adidevam, Adhyatma refers to the individual, Jiva.
Okay.
Not the Pratyekatma. Whereas Pratyekatma is in and through all. Adhyatma, Adibhuta, Adideva, everything is Pratyekatma only finally. But that is understanding. This is at the level of, now when he introduces Adibhuta, when Arjuna asked the question, what is Adibhuta, Adideva, Adiyajna and all that, he is talking at the level of the Jiva, which I was telling you that he will tell that how, like even Surya is considered as Devata, then Hiranyagarbha means what do you call this? The boss of all devatas are from whom all devatas have come. The Pita of all devata is Hiranyagarbha and Prapita of Hiranyagarbha is Ishvara. Like that. So that is, in the sense, it is just to explain what it is all about, because we all perceive all these things, but we explain at different level. But ultimately, all of them are only Adhyatma. In the sense, Pratyekatma. Atma cha Brahma. Both Brahman and Atma are one and the same. There is no second. Everything is that only. Everything is only an expression or vibhuti of Atma, Brahman. Everything is, because we say energy, matter as well as intelligence, all are only Brahman. Whereas matter and energy can be called Surya. That is how generally even science explains. Surya is matter and energy, that's all. Fusion and fission and all that. So, at different levels. But ultimately, matter, energy, intelligence, all are only Chaitanyam. So, that is Pratyekatma. That will come. Pratyekatma is Paramatma or Atma cha Brahma. That is the final understanding. That is Advaitam, that is Vedanta. That will come later. But here, Adhyatma, what it means is the individual, Jiva. So, that is what it is. So, now here, we have to start on removal of three possible obstructions to moksha, right?
Sections.
Yeah. So before that, just we had completed. Only a jnani dies having completed everything. He is the only one who dies in fullness because he knows he is non-separate from Parameshwara. There is no doubt in this. This is what he means is a person who has this understanding when he leaves his last breath. He will go with that understanding. So it's called Jivan Mukti and Videka Mukti. Because he is all his elements, all body, mind, everything will go to Ishvara. In the sense, it will get merged with and the individual will not be there, so he will be taking another birth because individual is already over. In the sense, he has understood that there is no individual other than Ishvara. And like what we said, Pratyeka Atma is Paramatma. So that is how it is called Videha Jiva Mukti and Videha Mukti. But people who are still looking at Adibhuta and all that, they will have a what you call a karma and upasana way of life. They will bhakti will have a like, and for them Krama Mukti also Bhagavan talks about briefly in the 8.10. That is that 10th sloka. I will complete that, and then he will go back again to his but before that, Puji Swamiji had given a just I will read that one thing. See the Antya Bhavana, there is Anta Kale, what you are, what you think at the end of your life. Antya Bhavana, that's what the topic is. Antya Bhavana. So, the previous verse said that Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Mam Anusmara Yudhyacha. Be doing my Smaranam, Bhagavana Smaranam, and you keep living and do what you need to do, keep doing. Mayarpita Manobuddhirma Evaha Yeshyas Asamshayaha. You will come to me only. There can be no doubt about that. Mayarpita Manobuddhi. If you do all your work, all your Sakarma, even Yuddham, if you do with Mayarpita Manobuddhi, submitting yourself to the Ishvara and all your work as Ishvara Arpanam and Buddhi in the Ishvara, if you do your work, they will come to me only eventually. That's what he says. There is no, Swamiji says, the Antya Bhavana, how contributory culture of this nation is at crossroads with global competitive culture. In the sense, now the whole society is competitive. Even in India, mostly like that. He says, in the competitive society, there is no room to sustain human empathy. That is a modern society, unfortunate development, designed to cut each other legally following the rules. As long as you are legal, you are ethical. That is the thinking. As long as you are legal, you are ethical. Sportsman, even sportsmanship is not to is meant for not to feel bad when one loses. But we are born into contributory samskara, but are finding difficult to move to competitive samskara. Like even in sports, sports is supposed to build sportsman spirit. That you participate in sports is supposed to build up sportsman spirit in people, in the children. That was the idea with which sports was conceived. But now that also has become competitive. We are born into contributory samskara, but are finding it difficult to move to competitive samskara. Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Ma Manusmara, in keeping with Yata Shastram Anadikramya, meaning following that, Swamiji says, Ishta Devata cannot be Parameshwara Anusmaran, and that is why Yata Shastram. That is, what he says is, the sense when you say Tasmat Sarva Sarveshu Kaleshu Ma Manusmara, he is saying it is not Ishta Devata and asking for this and that. It has to be as told in the Shastra, Yata Shastram, Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam, which we have been generally discussing as part of the Gita. In the sense, it is not, it is a unitary Ishvara. All that is here is Ishvara. That is the Anusmaranam. Not that this Devata, that Devata and all that. Ishta Devata and all that. It is, so the Shastra, Yata Shastram Anusmaranam meaning, Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam. Whatever is here is Ishvara. That way, Mam Shastram Anustitya Smara. Therefore, for Arjuna, his Sakarma is Vidya. For us all, our life, natural life. So, and Bhashyakara, what he says is, Swadharme is living life, Mayarpita Manobuddhihi, Parameshware Manobuddhihi Arpite. Swamiji says it is not simple. It is not just worship of Ishta Devata, but Swakarmana Tam Abhyachya, which we have discussed before. Swakarmana Tam Abhyachya Siddhim Vindati Manava. Yata pravrittir bhutanam yena sarvam itam tadam swakarmana tam abhyarchya siddhim vindati manava. Meaning, yatha pravritti bhutanam yena sarvam itam tadam. Meaning, whatever I do and whatever is there is only Ishvara. The total understanding of Ishvara. Everything, looking at everything as Ishvara. That is the Mayarpita Manobuddhi that is being referred to. We have to be clear about that. That is what he says. So karmana tamabhyarchya, that you have to remember. Meaning, following all our daily activities as per Swadharma, Kuladharma, with the basic awareness of presence of Ishvara in everything. In the context of Ishvara, there is Yuddha. Whereas far as our day-to-day living, there is Ishvara in all the mantras, even with which he was powering the arrows. Even the arrows, every day he is supposed to practice doing the mantra japa on each of the arrows. Brahmastram means, Vayustram means, there are mantras for that. He is supposed to be praying, doing dhyanam on all that. Then only that astra will be effective when he uses. That is his Swadharma. Likewise, we also have our own Swadharma. We have to be prayerful, we have to do whatever we need to do. Pray, Mayarpita Manobuddhi. That's what he says. That is why Yatha Sastram. That is the sure way of offering prayers. Being aligned with Ishvara always. That is, every activity of ours is Ishvararpanam. And there are some special prayers for that, Shostra for that, you do that. Like, okay, so whenever you have any trouble in mind, you do Sankara, Nasa, Ganesha Stotram. Or Navaratri, no fasting day, do Lalita Sahasranam. See, all that is our mantra. For him, it is Brahmastra mantra and Vayustra mantra, Nagarjuna mantra and all. For us, all this. So, that is how Mayarpita Manobuddhi has to be looked at. Every aspect of our life has to be looked at as Ishvara, and if you have a prayer for that, do that. But keeping that Ishvara in mind, all that is here is Ishvara. So, Swadharme Nidanam Shreyaha Paradharmam Bhayavaha, which all this also we have seen it before. Be in your Swadharma and prayerful all the time. Even to die following one's own Kshetra Dharma, Kula Dharma, definitely leads to Shreyas and is better than straying away to outside Kula Dharma, Paradharma, as it is riddled with fearful consequences. This will come later. This also will come later. And repeated living that way will lead to good samskara. Cumulative thought life. Samskara is referring to as cumulative thought life. That will lead to retaining the bhavana, remain unalienated from Ishvara at any time. Takes the fear factor out of your life. So there is no choice but to follow the Swadharma, that is prudent living. Swamiji says Ishvara worship is not remembering God all the time or time and again. One cannot afford to do that all the time, especially these days. Mayi Parameshware Arpita Manobuddhi is through daily life imbued with Swadharma, Sauta Karma, Smarta Karma, Yajna and lifestyle conducive to Dharma. Whatever Vriddha Vyavahara we have received from our ancestors, following that is a life not alienated from Ishvara. So this will lead to Antakarana Shuddhi, conflict-free mind. Jnana Prapti, gain of knowledge. Mameva Eshyasi, you will come to me. Asamshayaha, no doubt, Bhagavan promises in this verse. He says, in the light of all this, we have to keep all these things in view in our day-to-day life. So it is not just, I have faith in Bhagavan, that is not enough. Every activity you must be able to have a corresponding bhavana. You must be able to bring in the bhavana through some karma or upasana and all that. That also will come now. What is upasana and all he will tell. So, the wholesome life, the idea of Adibhuta, Adideva and all are being brought about is, even in your daily life, every day you must be able to worship the sun, worship the moon, worship the Deva, Ishta Devata, and in all aspect you must be able to, all aspect of your life, you must be able to invoke Ishvara. And so that throughout your day you will have Ishvara Bhavana will be there. It is not just saying, I am faithful, I have got faith in God, and do whatever you do without any connection to your Swadharma or your what you are supposed to do. What you are supposed to do, that Swadharma is part of your prayer. So Karmane Nidayam, that is one thing. Then Mayarpita Manobuddhi is also Ishvara Manobuddhi. Then Yatha Pravritti Bhutanam Yena Sarvam Itam Tatam Sakarmana Tam Abhyarchya. Your day-to-day karma, whatever you do, you are supposed to do, is the archana, is the archana for Bhagavan. It is not just puja in the room. Whatever you do, if you do it with your full prayerful and what is proper, yoga karmashu kaushalam, which you have discussed in the second chapter. If you do what is proper with the Ishvara Arpana Buddhi, then that is called Mayarpita Manobuddhi. Then automatically your life will be, your day-to-day life naturally will be always Ishvara Arpanam. Then Antakalepi you will definitely think of Ishvara and will pass off. That is how you have to look at it is an indicator of how to live your life, daily life, weekly life, monthly life, yearly life, how to live your life. That is what is indicated that Antya Bhavana. Antya Bhavana does not come just like that. Just at the end of your life, you are not going to get Antya Bhavana. Your Antya Bhavana has to be developed by living a proper life, contributory life, Ishwararpana life, Prasada Buddhi life, all the way. That is how he has explained. And for making it easy for various people, they have developed, okay, Panchabhuta you can worship, or you can do a deity some worship, Kula Devata you can worship, Ishta Devata you can worship. So that is a form that is given for easiness of your worship and prayer and all that. But everything is Bhagavan only. All that is here is Bhagavan, and your work, your swakarma is Bhagavan. So that you must be, that bhavana you must be able to bring in whenever you are doing work. It is not just do prayer and go into office, no. When you do work at the office also, you must be prayerful. You must be able to do your sadharma with a lot of prayerful act, contributory. I am doing it as part of the Ishwararpanam. I am contributor to Ishwararpanam. Like that, you must be able to bring that bhavana. That's what he says. So that is I thought I just read it out. Yes.
That what you say also, that you said Mayarpita Mano Buddhi, even while bathing, while boiling, in the morning, get up, bathe, boil milk. While boiling milk, and then while cooking rice, then you do everything. All that it is only we must think that it is not I who is doing it; it is Bhagavan.
Yeah, and also Ishvara Aradhanartham.
Ishvara.
Yajna. That is why you say Adi Yajna. That is what Brahmarpanam, Brahma Havihim, everything. And our bhavana we must be able to bring in. That is the objective of this Antya Bhavana. He wanted to explain this Antya Bhavana. Antya Bhavana is not just at the time of Prayana Antakale, Bhavana Nishko. No. Unless you live your day-to-day life with Ishvara Arpanam and basically Karma Yoga and Ishvara Arpanam Buddhi, Prasada Buddhi. That is how we discuss, Gita says Karma Yoga, without Ishvara there is no Karma Yoga. Only Ishvara Bhavana is called Karma Yoga. Only with Ishvara Bhavana, whatever you do as a contributory life, so Karma is called Karma Yoga. That emphasis is very much there. Yeah.
Before they go to the river to bathe, so when they see the river, they will have that bhavana. Today, I think we have to think when we bathe, the water that we get, we should have that bhavana.
Yeah. Every day morning, the Gange Yamune Chaiva, Narmade, Sindhu, Kaveri, Godavari, Sindhu. Every day morning, even when you are showering, you can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. So that you bring in all the waters to your thing. So the idea is, see, these are all forms. The spirit is important. If you have that spirit and you have the forms help you, do that. But after some time, even without the form, you will be able to still retain the spirit. As you grow with that bhavana for a period of time, 10, 15, 20 years, then automatically it will become part of your spirit. Then thereafter, that samshaya will not be there, that your alienation from Vishwara will not be there. That's what Swamiji says. You will be always connected. Then if you are connected, there is nothing, you are not alienated. Your fear factor will come down in life. And so, when fear, actually all our wrong actions are basically because of fear factor. If you want to be, we are fearful, something will also, we do it in haste, or we try to outdo somebody, all those things. Whereas, if you don't have the fear factor, everything is from Bhagavan, everyone is taken care of, then I will do whatever I need to do. And whatever comes, I will accept it as prasada. That the bhavana, that is what is very important. That's what he is trying to say. And also, this is true for us, as well as for the sense person who wants to have this understanding, antakarana shuddhi, the infrastructure for understanding that I am Atma Brahma, that is one thing. Even for the yogi, that is a person who wants to be with Ishvara Bhavana and wants to think of Bhagavan and go away as a Krama Mukti, going to Brahmaloka, even that person also has to have the same bhavana, but he will not ask that, they will not go through this Shastra Vichara and understanding, but he will also get Krama Mukti. Perhaps he will go to Brahmaloka and ask for the Jnanam there, or come back and get the Guru in the next birth, whatever. So that, but if there is a Krama Mukti, there is a postponement of that fundamental understanding, whereas Vedanta, we don't postpone it. We want to know here and there. We want to have the infrastructure, proper infrastructure, and understand this life itself. That is the difference. So he will just briefly go up to Krama Mukti and then again come back to Jnana. So this is a preparatory for that. Yeah.
Swami, I have a question.
Yeah.
While doing any workout in the morning, like yoga, walking, playing tennis, all that, at that time also we have to think.
Yeah, in the sense, see, your body, you are a managing trustee of your body. That Ashtanga Yoga, the Yama, Niyama, and what you call Yama, Niyama, Pratyahara, Dhyanam, Dharanam, Samadhi, all are Ashtanga Yoga, like Yoga and Asana Pranayama. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. 8. Okay. In that, Yama Niyama is doing what is approved, like Yoga Karma Kaushalam. In your day-to-day activities, Yama and Niyamam. Be fair. Be fair in life to everyone. Be fair to yourself, fair to others also. Do unto others. That is called Yama and Niyama. And then followed by Asana Pranayama. That is purely for your body, your yoga. Asana Pranayama Pratyahara. That is Midamana Aharam. Like don't eat more, don't eat less. What is required. And sleep also. Don't sleep more, don't sleep less. So, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, then you will be able to do, have the Dharanam. Dharanam in the sense, whatever you study, you will be able to concentrate. That the Dharana Shakti will be there. Whatever you understand or whatever you study, it will stay with you. Dharanam and then Dhyanam will be meditative. Whenever you want to be meditative, once you take care of all these things, see, as I was telling, unless you are bodily okay, that will keep calling your attention. It won't allow you to meditate. So meditation, that should not happen. For that, you should not be conscious of your body. When you will not be conscious of your body? Only when you are healthy. Otherwise, body will make you first attend to me. They can do other work later. So that the body does not disturb your meditation. For that, the body has to be kept in place. That is why yoga and asana pranayama is given preference compared to meditation also. First, these things have to be there. First, you have to live a proper ethical life so that you don't have guilt and hurt. Minimum guilt and hurt, so that your mind is not disturbed. So, yama niyama. Then, asana pranayama for your breath control, lungs and body to work properly. Asana pranayama. Then pratyahara is for your blood supply, everything. Your vidamana food, proper food and proper sleep. Pratyahara. And then only you will get dharana. And then only you will get dhyana. And then only you will get samadhi. This Ashtanga Yoga is mentioned in Gita also, as well as in Patanjali Yoga Sutra. So Yoga Sutra, that for them that is the be all and end all. We say that is only preparatory for the mind. Whereas thereafter you have to ask the question and understand what life is all about. That is the ultimate. Atma cha Brahma, that is the ultimate for us. The mind is only preparatory. Mind is not everything. For them, mind is everything. If you keep the mind contemplative, that's enough, because mind is a problem. So the solution lies in the mind. We say mind is not a problem, it's only an instrument. Understanding is there. Your lack of understanding is a problem. You have to understand. Once understanding is there, everything falls in place. That is the difference. So that is where that Ishvara, Atma, understanding and all, they don't go into. They just stop at mind control. Patanjali Yoga Sutras, they stop at mind control. Which is not, because once how long you can sit with the mind, controlled mind? You have to come out and relate to the world. If you don't understand, then you will again get agitated. Then you will again go to become, that means you can live only in isolation. You will not be able to relate to the world. Whereas Shastra says you must relate to the world and be a happy person. Then only you can communicate that happiness to others also. For that your understanding is paramount. That is why Shastra Vichara is important. But for Shastra Vichara, your mind has to be in good shape. internal infrastructure that is where Ashtanga Yoga is necessary for us. So all that are connected. You must know the connection correctly. Yeah.
So no, what he was asking is that workout and all, Mayarpita Mano Buddhi. So he says how to have that while playing tennis, while doing something in the gym, like that.
See, that is why he has mentioned when I was telling you, see, I was telling you this, no?
Sports, you said.
No, not that. Wait. See, he says, Swadharme is living life, Mayarpita Manobuddhi, Parameshwari Manobuddhi Arpite. Swamiji says, it is not simple, it is not just worship of Ishtadaivam, but Swakarmana Tamabhyachya, meaning following all daily activities, including sports, as per Swadharma. In the sense, it should become, Swadharma means it should be in alignment with, like, when you do sports, you must have that sportsman spirit. That has the alignment with Ishvara. And also your yoga asana, when you do it, is my body is given to me by Bhagavan. I am maintaining it in order, I am doing this yoga and asana. That appreciation is important. That appreciation is remembering Bhagavan. The appreciation of your Swadharma, what is appropriate to the given situation, is Swadharma. That is Bhagavan. It is not necessary when you are playing tennis, you cannot be thinking of Bhagavan. You have to concentrate on the ball and you have to do that properly. But doing that properly, the ball, hand-body coordination, hand-eye coordination, all that comes from your disciplined life and having that clear understanding that this I do as part of my maintaining my body, maintaining my mind in good shape. And both are given to me by Ishvara. That prajna should be there. That prajna will be at the background only. You will not be, while playing the ball, you will not be thinking of Ishvara. So that is, people definitely make a mistake. How can I, when I play, how can I think of Ishvara? No, that is why he says, this following your daily all activities as per Swadharma with the basic awareness of presence of Ishvara and everything. In the context of Ishvara, it is mantras which are powering the Ishvara arrows. Whereas in our context, it is different. We are maybe either playing, whether we are doing yoga, whether we are cooking. When we are cooking, we are doing it for Nevedyam. For not only for my, I am offering to my all the Indra, Vayu, everyone is waiting, I am going to do Nevedyam. Then I will take it as a prasada. It is not, I am not cooking food for my family. I am cooking for Ishvara Arpitam and then take it out as prasada. That is beautiful. In our cooking, very nicely it is, structured. Every day, people, that is why they take bath and then cook. And without Nevedyan, there is no lunch or whatever. So that is very beautiful. Like you are cooking, you are eating, your body also, when you are eating, you are doing that pariseshanam and you give to pranaya swaha, pranaya swaha, vyanaya swaha, udhanaya, all that. Even inside, only Bhagavan is there. You are not eating. You are all the pancha prana you are eating, you are offering to your pancha prana, pranaya swaha, vyanaya swaha, udhanaya swaha, samanaya swaha, brahmane swaha. So the whole thing, whole life, even eating. Yeah. 1 minute. So, that so very well exemplified in our cooking and eating and all that. In the same way, even while playing, even while doing yoga, asana and all that, you must be able to bring that bhavana, retain that bhavana. So that, then I think it is possible that all your activities, there will be a guidance. You will feel connected to Ishvara, to everyone, and even adharma to dur ki baat hai. You will never be an unjust. Even in sports, you will not be unjust to people. Even when you lose, you will be able to lose with a smile.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. When you hit a ball and win, I did it. I made it.
It is there for a moment, it will be there, okay, but next moment you must be able to come back and say, even if a fellow loses, you must be empathetic with him. And that generally happens, even in tennis you can see in big Wimbledon and all that, where the fellow approaches the net, when he shakes hands, he is not ecstatic, he is empathetic with the loser. Then he may go and celebrate, but when he is meeting him at the net, he will be having a sober face, he will not be, and he will hug each other. Both of them are equal at that time. The game has won. Neither the winner, there is a loser and all that. So that's all that. But that is basic human tendency. I tell you, we are all one. The oneness is already there. We work against it all the time and then seek oneness later. And that's all because of the culture and because of so many competitive society. That's what Swamiji is explaining. We got into a competitive, we think that only if you are competitive, you will be able to survive and all. It's all wrong. Presumption, Swamiji says. That is why that Sanatanam is very important. Whereas Sanatanam means what? All is one. There is no second. Yeah. Okay, everything appears second, okay, for transaction purpose. But that's not the truth. That is what is our understanding. So only Sanatanam can ensure that there is a contributory society, not competitive society. Unless we get that Sanatana. But anyway, we are, but at least in our understanding, let us have it so that hopefully more people will get into it. That's what we can pray for. Yeah.
Only one statement before we start reading. While playing tennis, the last 2 or 3 years, my whole thinking has changed. Earlier it was not so. And maybe because of the classes I attended and all that, probably. See, what happens is, when I hit a really good shot and I win the game, and that moment, everybody will appreciate around. And I also feel very happy. But if I feel egoistic, next ball I lose. So immediately I think, this is Ishvara Prasad.
Yeah.
And so that I will continue to win. This is my experience.
Very true. I have to tell you the fact. Honestly, I am telling you, in my own life also, any mistake if I do in the morning, I will get punished by evening. Yeah. Even if I beat a mosquito, I will get a hurt in the evening. So I feel that Bhagavan then and there, so that makes my slate clear. So it's a very factual thing. That's all. The sense, unless you have that Shraddha only drives. That's why it's Bhagavan says Shraddhavan Lavate Jnanam. The Shraddha is very important. Shraddha is something makes us connected to the truth, which I have always been explaining. Shraddha means truth. Shraddha means Dharanam. That means love and enthusiasm for truth. That love and enthusiasm for truth alone will survive at the end of the day, because life is truth. Because truth, by the very meaning of the word, truth means what? Non-negatable, cannot be improved upon, it cannot be negated. It will stay always. So if you are staying with truth, naturally it will sustain our life. So that Shraddha is important. But the problem is, in the sense it needs a lot of samskara to develop a value for Shraddha. Develop a value for Shraddha, it needs a lot of samskara. Like what you are saying, now that you are going through Gita and so many scriptures and all that, you have a value for the Shraddha, and that reflects in your life. Very important, I tell you. Yeah.
Removal of 3 possible obstructions to moksha, ignorance. There are 3 possible obstructions for moksha. One is avarana. ignorance. The self is already free, so you must only recognize the fact that you are identical with Brahman and therefore free. Knowledge of this is moksha, and what denies it is ignorance. Impurity. For any knowledge to take place, the mind must be prepared. For knowledge of Atma, lack of preparedness may be in two forms. One is mala, impurities gathered in previous births, which unfold as difficult situations in this birth. To neutralize this, you do daily duties and prayers. Powerful raga-dveshas, likes and dislikes, also obstruct this knowledge, and karma is again advocated to neutralize them. Agitation. The other obstruction is agitation. Without a composed mind, enquiry cannot be done properly. The mind has to be rendered steady by meditation. Some of the more complicated forms of meditation require great concentration and will bring about steadiness. You also understand the ways of the mind as it keeps moving from one thing to another, and you have to bring it back. In the process, you gain steadiness. Purity and steadiness of mind go together. As one increases, so does the other. Karma produces purification of the mind. Meditation produces steadiness of mind. Karma, meditation, and inquiry into the Shastra are the three means of dealing with the three obstructions. The next two verses, Krishna talks about a person who meditates upon Parameshwara. There are different types of meditation apart from Nididhyasana, contemplation.
Yeah, Nididhyasana we have discussed before. Contemplation on the understanding that Atma is Brahman, that I am the awareful being, Desakala Vastu Aparichinnam, I am the being and not an object. All those things, once that understanding is very clear, that is called contemplation. Here meditation is to bring discipline in the mind. That is an earlier level. That is what he is referring to. Yeah, Upasana.
Two types of meditation, Upasana. When a form is involved in meditation, it is called Upasana. There are two types of Upasana, Sampat Upasana and Ahangraha
Upasana. Yeah.
Ahangraha Upasana. Sampat Upasana. In Sampat Upasana, a given object is looked upon as something more than it is. Two objects are involved, and the one you know and the other you impose upon it. You may look upon the mind as Ishvara. In this form of meditation, you impose upon an ordinary object something greater. This Sampat Upasana gives you steadiness of mind, a general result of any meditation. By this we mean absence of agitation, a state of mind wherein there is a capacity for absorption and a degree of inner composure. It is an immediate gain, Dishtapala, a result that is seen. Besides this, being a prayer, Sampat Upasana produces Adhishtapala, an unseen result. According to the Shastra, it is generally in the form of gain of other lokas.
So, famous example is Shaligrame Vishnu Dhyayet. In Shaligrama, you invoke Lord Vishnu and pray for it. Vishnu and Kesava, Madhava, Narayana, and all that. In the sense, you can invoke and do meditation. That is called Shaligrame with Vishnu Dhyayet is Sampat Upasana. Yeah.
Ahangraha Upasana. In the second type of Upasana, Brahman, the cause of everything, is equated to Aham, I. But it is not pure knowledge because there is a vritti involved connecting two things. It is something like contemplation. So it is at the level of Ahankara. Since the Ahankara is not negated, the recognition has not yet taken place. The next two verses can be taken as Ahangraha Upasana or as Nididhyasana. Let us look at them as Nididhyasana.
So here what he says Upasana is, you still don't know, you are not yet understood. But it is told like, okay, I have, in me everything is. Like that I will meditate. Instead of Shaligrame Vidyumdaye, I will say my mind in my mind. Everything is in my mind. All that is here is Ishvara. I have heard that, so I have a faith in that, but I have not yet understood. But I do it meditation like that. All that is here is Ishvara. Like that, I bring it in my mind. That is Ahangra Upasana, at the level of Upasana. Now he says, let us look at it as Nididhyasana. Nididhyasana means understanding. He will going to explain that. Yeah. The next two verses.
Verses 8 and 9, the meditator reaches the limitless, self-effulgent Paramapurusha. Abhyasa yoga yuktena chetasana nyagamina paramam purusham divyam yati partanu chintayan. Partha, O son of Pritha, Arjuna, Abhyasa yoga yuktena chetasa. With your mind endowed with the practice of yoga, na anya gamina, that does not stray to anything else, anuchintayam, reflecting in keeping with the teaching, paramam divyam purusham, the limitless, self-effulgent person, yati, he reaches. Partha, Arjuna, reflecting in keeping with the teaching, with a mind endowed with the practice of yoga that does not stray to anything else, he reaches the limitless self-effulgent person. The meditator goes to the limitless self-effulgent person, Paramam Divyam Purusham Yati. Purusha means person and he is a Parama. So there is no possibility of him being anything less than the limitless person who is everything, from whom nothing is separate. He is Divya. Two meanings are possible here for the word Divya. One who is born in heaven, a celestial, is called Divya. Or it means the one who is all effulgent, Parameshwara, who is essentially the meaning of the word I. The meditator goes for that. How does he achieve it? Anu Chintayan, by contemplating. Chintayan means doing inquiry, contemplating or meditating. Anu means according to the Shastra. Contemplating on the words of the Shastra in keeping with what is understood through the Shastra Pramana is Anu Chintana. As a student listens to the words of the teacher, his mind follows the thought process that takes place. He is doing Anu Chintana. The teacher is also doing Anu Chintana because he follows the Shastra. The object of this contemplation is also shown by the words Paramam Purusham Divyam, and the result is that he goes to that same Purusha because Atma happens to be that Paramam Purusham. He contemplates upon the infinite and there is no contemplation upon the infinite minus the person or anything else. Here thinking, contemplating is just seeing a fact that you've already come to know through the Shastra. It may be preceded by a few steps of thinking given by the Shastra which are conducive to arriving at its vision. Seeing naturally implies a mind. So he points out the kind of mind that is required.
See, this Paramam Purusham Sat, this even in Upadesha Shara, Bhagavan Ramana in one of the verses, Purusham Sat, Swamiji will quote that and say that people say Bhagavan Ramana has not studied Shastra. It's all his own revelation. That is what generally the Ramanashram people try to make it a cult, Ramana cult. It's all from Ramana's own, his own Shastra, which is not, that's what Swamiji will quote this, Paramam Purusham Sat is there already in the Shastra. So Bhagavan Ramana is already, you are unnecessarily belittling him by keeping him away from Shastra. He is also is a Shastrajna, he knows. Yes, some people have been there, or by Purva Samskara he had, and he has got it brushed up and all that. So he made it easy for people. That doesn't mean that he doesn't have Shastra. He has a Shastra view. Paramam Purusham Sat comes from Shastra, you will say. People generally try to keep him away. No, his brand of, Ramana's brand of Dvaita, which is, he says no, it's not like that. All are from one, Dvaita is a reality understanding. This is the Shastra. So, and he brings it out, makes it easy for people to do the self-inquiry and all that. And but Upadesara and some text written by Ramana or told by, written by Kavya Kantamani are all very much Shastra based. That's what he says.
Actually, that who am I? I thought while reading, he always says like, "Yaar, unna yaar kekran paaru." Somebody asks any question to him, immediately you say, "Yaar kekran paaru ulla apdi." So then that means you keep on inquiring into your.
Yeah, the thing is that's what Swamiji will say is that you can you have to do that, but while doing that you must also, like what we are now discussing in the Gita, when he says that you are the awareful being, you are desa kala vastu aparichinnam, which is all there in the Shastra as the answer for that go amai. Without having that understanding through a Guru Vakya Paripalanam or Shastra Acharya Upadesha, just asking that question will put you on a inquiring mode. But again you will have to go to a Guru or somebody who will be able to explain what it is, what is that I. The innermost I is what? Innermost I is not empty. It is Purnam Brahman, Paramam Purusham Sat. You have to understand that. For that the Vichara is needed, Shastra Acharya Upadesha is needed. You have to have a Guru, an Acharya who will be able to explain the Shastra to you. Just the inquiry from my question will make you start the inquiry. But it has to be completed by Shastra Acharya Upadesha. That is what. That even the Ramana people do not agree. But he has written texts like this Upadesharam, all the Saddarshanam and all that. That's all inquiry through the Shastra only. That somehow they feel that it's all his own revelation. It is not, because then what will happen is it becomes a cult. That somehow, some people, they have the samskara already, by going through Ramana's 3-4 texts, they will get it. And they may stay with it. But we can't say that all other Upanishads and Gita and all the Prasthana Trayi, I won't go through, I don't need it. You can't advocate that. That's not correct. That's what Swamiji will say. Yeah.
But Nuchu Swami always says that, he always points out, no? They say, don't think Ramana had his own, no. He based it.
That is the problem. That is right. People who are informed people will not say that. What Swamiji will say is that you are putting down Ramana. You think that you are praising Ramana, but you are putting down Ramana.
Yes.
In the eyes of Shastrakara, they will say that centuries back. Even now people say that no, Ramana is not studied Shastra. That is not correct. Because his own, all that, whatever he says, we really look at it. Upadesharam Swamiji has taught many places. I have listened to Puja Swamiji teaching Upadesharam. The whole thing is Shastra. There is nothing different from what we are learning in Gita. That is why now the informed people, they must have the correct Acharya. Very important. No, Shastra, that's why they will never say Shastra Upadesha. They will always say Shastra Acharya Upadesha. Shastra and Acharya, the teacher and the teaching go together in this particular knowledge of self, Paramam, Purusham, because it's all abstract and metaphysical. It is not available for your Pancha Pramana. That means there should be a sixth Pramana. And there should be a person that's only through words. And the words have to be spoken by a person who knows the words. And who got it from his Guru. Who got it from his Guru. Adi Guru is Dakshinamurti. So that is why it's called Karna Parampara. Through words it has been transmitted. The Pramana itself has been transmitted through words. That means the words are so powerful. Like your eyes are a Pramana for sight. This Shabda Pramana is come through from the Bhagavan to you through as a sixth sense. For you to understand self. So we cannot take it lightly. We have to go through the Shastra, Acharya, Upadesha, get to understand it, make it our own. It has to become a Aparoksha Anubhuti. It should be Aparoksham and it should be Anubhuti. Anubhuti, this is very clear in your conscious. Very important. Yeah.
Swami, Pramata, Pramana, Prameya. What is Prama?
Prama is knowledge.
Knowledge.
Ma is knowledge, yeah.
Prameya is
Karanam is Pramana. The Na is only a suffix. Prama Karanam is Pramana. Pramana. The Pramata is the knower. Prameyam is the what you call the what the Pramana conveys. The whole Shastra is Prameyam. The knowledge what you get is the Prama. For any Pramana for that matter.
Abhyasa yoga yuktena. Abhyasa yoga yuktena. Let me read.
Abhyasa yoga yuktena na anya gamina chetasa. Chetasa means by the mind. Two adjectives are given to describe the mind. Abhyasa yoga yuktena chetasa, by a mind that is endowed with abhyasa, practice, which itself is yoga. Na anya gamina chetasa, by a mind that does not go to anything else. Only the chosen object is allowed to occupy the mind. Anything else is dismissed as it arises. It is important to note that the meditation does not cease when other thoughts arise. If that were to be the case, meditation would not be possible. When you meditate upon a given object, there is always the possibility of getting distracted, which is why you meditate. As we saw in the 6th chapter, whenever the mind strays from the chosen object of meditation, you bring it back. Yato yato nishcharati tata
tato niyam etat. The sense
bringing the mind back to the object of meditation is also part of meditation. When Arjuna told Krishna that the mind itself is agitation and he did not think he could do anything about it, 24 Gita 6.34.
We will read all the 2.3, what is that? 6.26, 6.34 and 6.35. We will read it together. We once you finish the para. We will read it.
This is the Abhyasa meant Krishna agreed with him. Then he told him that it could be managed by Vairagya and Abhyasa. Gita 6.35. This is the Abhyasa meant here. He emphasizes it by saying yoga, which is another word that means the same thing. Yoga is Abhyasa and Abhyasa is yoga, a means for gaining mastery over the mind.
Yeah, 6.26. Vijjan evam tatatmanam. Sorry. Yato nischarati manas chanchalam astiram. Tatasto
niyam yaitat atmanyeva vasham nayet. 34 and 35.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6.24, 6.24 is not there, 6.26, no?
6.25. Mana Krishna
Manas Sanchalam Astiram. That we have already covered. Okay. 6.3.
Vayo Rivasu Dushkaram. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Asamshayam Mahabaho Manodur Nigraham Chalam Abhyasene tu Kaunteya Vairagyena cha Grihyate.
That is 6.35.
You are going back to
6.34.
Is it? Huh? You are going back to read the slokas, is it?
Yeah. We are going back to read the slokas.
To refresh our memory.
So, what is 6.26 you have read already?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that is we have already covered. Then 6.34.
Yato nischari, that is 6.26. Yato nischari manas chanchalam asthiram tatastado niyam yaitat atmanyeva vasham nayet.
Okay, the same chanchalam only is again referred to in 6.34.
He asks Arjuna.
Chanchalam hi manak Krishna pramati balavad dridam tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudushkaram. The sense he says chanchalam hi manak Krishna, like it is not mind becomes chanchalam. He says his mind seems to be the only rupa. Mind is only chanchalam. It is not a question of mind becomes chanchalam. Chanchalam hi manaha Krishna. pramahati balavadridam tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva dushkaram. Then for that he gives a solution is abhyasena
to kaunteya vairagyam.
the most important thing. Asamsayam mahabaho mano nigraham chalam. Then abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. That is a clinching thing. Both abhyasa and vairagya will ensure that your chalanatmakam buddhi will not get disturbed by even when it goes out, you will be able to bring it back. That is part of the meditation. He says, meditation is not complaining about that the chanchalam ki manaha. He says, meditation itself, the process itself is when the mind goes out, bring it back. And that is a practice, that is abhyasa. And vairagyam is, you will not have a value for things. Why it goes out? Because you have got value for things. But when you don't have a value for things, automatically it's going out for other things will come down. That is why vairagyam. Vairagyam and abhyasam, especially in the 6th chapter, main important, these two values are talked about, abhyasam and vairagyam. If you have vairagyam, it will make abhyasam easy. In the abhyasam, if you got a value, you will develop vairagya for other things. So, both are equally important, which he now is quoting to in this 8th chapter. And why? Because, in the sense what we have read now, contemplating is just seeing a fact that you have already come to know through Shastra. Compared to meditation, contemplation is what? Contemplation is the subject matter of meditation you already know. You got a value for already. So contemplation is that you want to be a Purna Atma, complete fulfilled person. That is your objective in life. And you have understood that after going through the 6-7 chapters, you have come to understand that your own Swarupa is Purna, complete fulfillment. You don't have to seek. Fulfillment is your nature. When you go out, why you feel unfulfilled? Because you are going away from yourself. You go away from yourself, whatever important things you do, you feel unfulfilled because fulfillment is in your nature. So you don't like to go out of it. That is called contemplation. If that understanding is thorough, you will, whenever you find time, you will be contemplating. In the sense, stay with yourself. That will come, the 13th chapter again, Bhagavan will say, after reciting all the values, he will say, Vivikta Desa Sevitvam Arati Jana Samsati. You will be happy being yourself. You will not unnecessarily seek company. Both these things are told very clearly as a value. Once you have a value for that, contemplation becomes easy. Then abhyasa and vairagya, which already would have happened. That is why you are able to be contemplative. Otherwise, you have to do meditation and do, whenever it goes out, bring it back, discipline. It's a discipline. Meditation is only a discipline. Contemplation, nididhyasana means assuring what you already know. Shravanam by Mananam and by Vichara and by Shravanam you already understood what is the truth of life. You are very clear about it. Now you want to stay with it. Contemplation. Contemplation is staying with the truth which you have already understood. There, Vairagyam and Abhyasa may not be a great issue at all. You will have already crossed those paths. So when it comes to that is why the difference between meditation and contemplation. But here again he says Abhyasa Yoga Iktena na Anyagama. He will have that person who is doing contemplation will have that Abhyasa Yoga Yukta Atma. He will be already Abhyasa Yoga Yukta Atma. That is why the meditator contemplates upon the Purusha who is limitless and all effulgent and he comes to identify himself as that Purusha. That is how he completes this. So we will see the next class.
We'll finish the last para. This meditator contemplates upon the Purusha who is limitless and all effulgent, and he comes to identify himself as that Purusha.
The contemplation, yes, that's what we will. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti.